Have you ever felt like your own mind is your worst enemy? Do negative thoughts, doubt, and fear hold you back before you even try? What you say to yourself every day shapes your reality far more than you imagine. The Stoics understood this well. The words you direct inward can be your greatest obstacle, or the key to your freedom. For the next 7 days, I challenge you to change the way you speak to yourself. With a language of strength, clarity, and purpose, you will begin to see everything around you shift. This isn't magic, it's applied philosophy. It's the difference between a mind ruled by complaints and an unbreakable mind. If you're ready to take control, challenge your limiting thoughts, and forge a stronger character, join me in this Stoic challenge. Speak like a sage, think like a warrior, and watch your life transform. Let's begin now. I control my mind, not my circumstances. You can't choose everything that happens in your life, but you can choose how to respond. That is where your true power lies. Most people exhaust themselves fighting the uncontrollable, other people's behavior, unexpected events, the world's injustices. However, the Stoics understood a simple yet powerful truth. External chaos only has the power you give it. When facing a problem, ask yourself, can I do something about it? If the answer is yes, act with determination. If the answer is no, accept reality with serenity. Frustration arises from resisting the inevitable. If you lose control, it's not because of the situation, but because you allowed it to dominate your mind. Epictetus put it clearly. It is not things that disturb us, but our opinions about them. The same storm can sink a ship or strengthen an experienced sailor. You decide whether difficulties destroy you or make you wiser. Today, repeat this with conviction. Nothing external will govern me. I can lose everything, but my mind remains mine. Don't complain, don't blame, don't despair. Breathe, adjust your focus, and move forward. Before continuing, I'd ask you to like and share this video so it can reach more people. And if you don't want to miss my next videos, subscribe and turn on the notifications. Every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. Life doesn't place barriers to stop you, but to teach you. Every challenge contains a hidden lesson, if you're willing to see it. The Stoics understood that adversity is not a punishment, but a tool for growth. When you face a problem, you have two options: complain or learn. Complaining doesn't change reality, it only makes you weaker. But if you adopt the Stoic mindset, you'll see that every difficulty is training for your mind. Crises challenge you to be stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Marcus Aurelius put it clearly, what stands in the way becomes the way. If something gets between you and your path, use it to your advantage. Lost your job? Maybe it's an opportunity to reinvent yourself. Betrayed? You've learned who to trust. Rejected? You've grown stronger. Nothing is meaningless if you know how to use it. Next time you face a challenge, don't ask why me, but what for. Perspective is everything. Instead of seeing problems as enemies, view them as teachers. There is no growth without resistance, no strength without struggle. Today, repeat with conviction, every challenge makes me better. I am not a victim of my circumstances. I am the architect of my character. Accept adversity, overcome it, and become someone who turns obstacles into stepping stones toward their best self. My past does not define me. What I do today does. The greatest mistake you can make is tying yourself to your past. What you did yesterday no longer matters. It doesn't matter how many times you've failed, how many opportunities you've missed, or how many mistakes you've made. The only thing that truly matters is what you do now. The Stoics knew that the present is the only thing we can control. Marcus Aurelius said, "Stop debating what a good man should be one. It doesn't matter who you were, only who you decide to be from this moment forward. If you keep reliving your failures, you'll repeat them. If you keep believing you are the person from your past mistakes, you'll act like it. But the moment you rise and decide to act differently, change begins. You are not your past, you are every decision you make today. Stop carrying guilt that no longer serves you. If you've hurt someone, learn. If you've failed, improve. If you've lost something, accept it and move forward. None of that defines you. What truly defines you is what you do with what you've learned today. Today, repeat with conviction, my story is not written. Every day is a new page, and I decide how to write it. Don't cling to the past. Act now as the person you want to be, and your future will inevitably change. I do not need others' approval. We live in a world where external validation seems to be everything, likes, social acceptance. But what's the point of the world applauding you if, Deep inside, you feel like you've betrayed yourself. The Stoics knew that true peace doesn't come from others' approval, but from being aligned with your principles. Epictetus said it clearly: if you want to improve, be prepared to be called crazy. When you choose to live by your own values instead of others' expectations, criticism is inevitable, but this is not a problem, it's a filter. It shows you who is with you for who you truly are, and who only accepted you because you fit their mold. The need for approval is an invisible prison. It makes you doubt yourself, stops you from making decisions, and traps you in the opinions of others. But the truth is this: you cannot control what others think of you. You can be the most just, kind, and wise person, and someone will still criticize you. I am stronger than I believe. Think of all the times you thought you wouldn't make it, yet here you are. The storms that once seemed unbearable have passed. The moments when you considered giving up are now in the past. What seemed impossible yesterday is now just a memory. This means you are much stronger than you think. The Stoics knew that resilience is not something we are born with, but something we build. Every obstacle you have overcome has made you stronger, wiser, more resilient. Marcus Aurelius said, "Intense fire makes steel stronger. Your character is forged in adversity, not in comfort. When life challenges you, when you feel like you can't go on, remember, you've already been through difficulties and made it through. Not because the situation was easy, but because there is a strength within you that you have yet to fully explore. The problem is not a lack of strength, it is doubt. When you doubt yourself, you become weak. When you believe in your ability to endure, you discover you can withstand more than you ever imagined. Today, repeat with conviction: I am stronger than I believe. I will not break. I will not give up. I overcame yesterday, and I will overcome today. Every time you feel like you can't go on, remember, the challenge is not here to destroy you, but to show you how powerful you are. I don't waste time on what I can't control. Imagine trying to stop the rain with your hands, yelling at traffic to disappear, or changing the past just by wishing it. It would be a pointless struggle, a torment without meaning. Yet many people live this way, obsessed with what is beyond their control. Other people's actions, the weather, the economy, others' opinions. The Stoics understood a powerful truth. The key to peace is accepting what you cannot change and focusing on what you can. Epictetus put it clearly: some things are within our control and some are not. Wisdom is knowing the difference. When you find yourself worrying, ask yourself, is this up to me? If the answer is yes, then take action. If the answer is no, let it go. This doesn't mean you don't care. It means you won't let it steal your peace. Every minute spent complaining about the uncontrollable is a minute you could use to improve what is within your hands. You can't stop others from being unfair, but you can choose how to react. You can't change the past, but you can learn from it. You can't force anyone to understand you, but you can move forward without their approval. Today, repeat with conviction: I don't waste my energy on what I can't control. I focus on what depends on me, and that gives me freedom. When you let go of what you cannot control, you free yourself from unnecessary burdens and move forward with lightness. That is where true peace begins. I don't need anything else to be happy. Gratitude is enough. The constant desire for more is an endless trap. More money, more success, more recognition. It always seems like something is missing, something we believe we must have to be happy. But what if you already had everything and just hadn't realized it? The Stoics understood that happiness doesn't lie in what you don't yet have, but in learning to value what you already do. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." If you live obsessed with what you lack, you will never feel fulfilled. But if you train your mind to be grateful for what you have today, you will discover that happiness has always been within reach. Gratitude is a muscle you must exercise daily. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, take a moment to appreciate what you do, the health you enjoy, the lessons you've learned, the people around you, the chance to live another day. Something you take for granted today was once a dream of yours. When the mind focuses on gratitude, the feeling of scarcity disappears. This doesn't mean you can't aspire to more. It means your happiness doesn't depend on it. If you don't learn to be at peace with what you have now, you never will be, no matter how much you achieve. Today, repeat with conviction: I don't need anything else to be happy. I am grateful for what I have and find fulfillment in it. Gratitude transforms the way you see life. Make it a habit and you'll realize that happiness was never in what you were missing. It was in what you already had. My emotions don't control me. I observe them. Emotions are like the weather, unpredictable, ever-changing, sometimes intense. One day you feel motivated, the next completely discouraged. But here's what you need to understand. You are not your emotions. The Stoics didn't reject emotions, they refused to be enslaved by them. Seneca said that true power is not in eliminating feelings, but in governing them with wisdom. The goal is not to avoid anger, sadness, or anxiety, but to prevent them from controlling your life. When anger arises, observe it instead of reacting impulsively. When sadness comes, accept it, but don't sink into it. When anxiety appears, remind yourself that it is just a passing emotion, not a reflection of reality. Emotions are messengers, not enemies. You don't have to suppress them, but you also don't have to follow them blindly. See them as clouds in the sky of your mind. They come, change shape, and eventually pass. What feels unbearable today will be just a memory tomorrow. Marcus Aurelius expressed it clearly. If it hurts inside, it's because you have given it power over you, but you can take that power back. Every time a strong emotion takes over, instead of reacting, pause, breathe, and ask yourself, do I really want to act on this emotion? Most of the time, the answer will be no. Today, repeat with conviction, my emotions don't control me, I observe them. I am not my anger. I am not my fear. I am not my sadness. I am the master of my mind and my actions. When you learn to observe without reacting, you unlock a freedom few ever achieve. Nothing external can harm me without my consent. We live in a world where the words and actions of others seem to have the power to deeply affect us. Criticism, insults, and judgments can feel like direct blows. But there is a powerful lesson the Stoics left us. No one can harm us without our approval. Epictetus explained it clearly. It is not things that disturb us, but our opinions about them. The words of others, no matter how harsh, have no power over you unless you choose to take them as truth. The power lies in how you choose to interpret what is said to you and how you react to it. Imagine someone throws stones at you. If you decide those stones are valuable, if you pick them up and hold on to them, they will hurt you. But if you decide they are just stones and let them fall to the ground, they cannot harm you. The same applies to criticism and insults. They have no power over you unless you give them that power. Don't become an emotional sponge. Be like a rock in the middle of a storm, steady, unwavering. What others say about you is a reflection of them, not you. Do not let their judgment dictate how you feel. You alone decide what affects you and what doesn't. Today, repeat it with conviction. Nothing external can harm me without my consent. I do not take what does not belong to me. My emotions are mine and depend on me, not on others. When you take control of your reactions, nothing can steal your inner peace. Fear is just an illusion. Fear has a curious way of taking control of our minds. It speaks to us in a subtle but persistent voice, telling us that something bad is about to happen. But in most cases, this fear has no basis in reality. It is just a mental construct, an illusion our mind creates from the unknown. Seneca, the great Stoic, understood this well when he said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Fear at its core is based on what we think might happen, not on what is actually happening. We anticipate the worst, and that anticipation consumes us. But if we take a closer look, we realize that fear is not something tangible. It is just a thought, one we can question and challenge. The truth is, fear tends to paralyze us. It stops us from taking action, makes us doubt our abilities, and keeps us trapped in a comfort zone that does not serve us. But here's the secret. Action is the antidote to fear. Every time you face fear with concrete action, no matter how small, you realize it is not as scary as you thought. Fear disappears when we confront it directly. Today, repeat it with confidence. Fear is just an illusion. I will not stop because of what my mind believes might happen. I will take action and watch fear dissolve in the process. Remember, reality is rarely as frightening as the fear we create in our minds. When you decide to face it, you will discover that you have more power than you ever imagined. Every day is a new opportunity. Too often we let ourselves be overwhelmed by the weight of the past. Wrong decisions, failures, losses, it all seems to follow us like a shadow that never fades. But the past has no power over you, except the power you choose to give it. Today you have the opportunity to start fresh, to leave behind yesterday's chains and shape a new day with your actions. The Stoics knew that the present is the only thing we truly own. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, said that the only thing truly within our control is what we do right now. What happened yesterday is already gone. What will happen tomorrow is not in your hands. The only reality you have is the here and now. As you face a new day, don't let yourself be weighed down by past mistakes. The past is only a lesson, not a sentence. Today is your chance to learn something new, to act better, and to give your best. If you made a mistake yesterday, today is your opportunity to correct it. If you haven't yet reached your goals, today you can start again with greater clarity and determination. Every sunrise is a reminder that you always have the opportunity to begin anew. Make today another step forward in your journey of personal growth, because your future is built on the decisions you make today. Repeat it with strength. Every day is a new opportunity. Today I can be better than yesterday, and that is the only battle I need to win. Do not get stuck on what you haven't done, because your future is in your hands right now. I am the master of my life. In a world filled with uncertainties, it's easy to fall into the habit of blaming circumstances, other people, or even fate for our struggles. Many believe that their happiness depends on others, or that external forces determine their future. But the truth, as the Stoics taught us, is simple. Your life is in your hands. No one else can live your life for you, not your family, not your friends, not your partner. You alone have the power to take charge of your decisions, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. As Epictetus wisely said, it's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that truly matters. Life won't always be fair, and you won't always be able to control what happens around you. But what you can control is how you face challenges and the choices you make every day. Stop waiting for others to change so that your life can improve. Stop making excuses for what is beyond your control. If you keep waiting for perfect conditions, you'll never take action. Perfection is an illusion. The only thing that exists is the present moment and what you do with it. You are the architect of your destiny, the one responsible for your choices and the consequences that follow. Today, say it with conviction. I am responsible for my life. I do not blame others or my circumstances. I shape my own future. The power to grow, change, and build the life you want is already within you. It's time to take full responsibility and move forward, one step at a time. Your challenge. Speak these words to yourself for 7 days straight, and you'll start to see the world and yourself differently. Repetition rewires your mind, and what once felt unfamiliar will soon become second nature. Which part of this message resonated with you the most? Leave a comment if you want to continue strengthening your mindset with Stoic wisdom. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video, where I'll share more tools to help you become the best version of yourself. But before you go, here's a challenge. Comment below. In less than 7 days, I will be a new person. If this message inspired you, like the video and share it with someone who needs to hear it.